What's up guys, ATCG here, welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck of the Day. Today we have something different, because as you can see, I went out of my way to pick up the OCG Harpies, because Konami did the most censoring to these cards, so I think I had to pick up the OCG one so I can have the original artworks. One thing, I am running the OCG Harpie Conductor. This card has not even been confirmed yet for the TCG, but I'm pretty sure that it will be released in Heroes Revenge because we already got all the new Harpie support. So I'm going to explain how the deck will work when this card is released. And I think it's a very important card for the archetype. Without it, you lose so much power, so much agility. So, yep. Let's start. I'm playing 3 Harpie Dancer. What she does is that she allows you to get back a Harpie from your field to your hand, and then immediately you can normal summon 1 Harpie from your hand. So this has 2 purposes. With Harpie Conductor it has synergy, I will explain once I get to Harpie Conductor, but it also has synergy with another card I run in this deck that will allow you to turbo out any Harpie from your deck, and it also has synergy with the field per hunting ground because you can summon more Harpies so you can pop more back rows. So against decks like Protocol, you can pop Protocol, Manifestation, all the cards from Altergeist. Against decks like Sky Striker you can destroy all their back row without even thinking about it, and it has a lot of uses. 3 Channeler. By discarding a Harpie, you can get any Harpie from your deck, and if you have a dragon on the field, she becomes level 7, so she has synergy with Harpie's pet dragon, so you can go into rank 7. And also the effect to increase her level has synergy with the new support, because the new support gives you extra effects when you have a level 5 or higher Harpie on the field. Kind of like Sky Strikers, then you have a normal effect, and if you have 3 or more spells in the grave, they give you extra stuff, so that's pretty much the same logic with this. The first one is Harpie Perfumer, the new card that came out in Sisters of the Rose. She gives you a search when you summon her, a search for any card that specifically lists Harpie Lady in the text. But if you have a level 5 or higher Harpie when you summon it, you can search 2 cards instead, so that's pretty good. 3 Queen, you discard her to search Harpie's Hunting Ground, which is pretty much the card that will destroy all the backward decks and also increase the attack or defense of all your Harpies by 200. I'm playing 1 Oracle. I think this card should not be played more than a 1-off because it doesn't do anything by itself. You can special summon it from your hand if you have a level 5 or higher Harpie on the field, and when the turn she's summoned, during the end phase you can recycle a card that lists Harpie Lady in the from the graveyard. So yeah, it's a bit iffy, but you can search it late game to get back cards that you can't recycle otherwise. And I'm playing 1 Harpist. Just 1 because it's pretty much a free discard for Harpie Channeler, but alone she doesn't do a lot. She has synergy with Conductor because she bounces back stuff as well, but I don't think she should be run in more than 1. Just discard it. During the end phase she searches a Harpie when she's into the graveyard. I'm playing the 1 Pet Dragon because I run 1 rank 7, but I don't know, that's not the main reason. Like in the past when you used to summon this first turn with Channeler and summon Dracosaka and sit on some back rows, the deck has completely different playstyle right now. And this is the only reason you can have level 5 or higher Harpies on the field with Channeler's effect, and it's also Harpie. So that's why you can use the secondary effects of all your cards. And I'm playing 1 Harpie Lady and 1 Cyber Harpie Lady for the Elegant Egotist targets. Most people run 2 of Cyber Harpie Lady, but I thought like this would be a nice addition because it gives you access to Link Spider because it's a normal monster, so you can use your Nightmare package while being able to draw more cards. So yeah, I don't think running 2 Cyber Harpie Lady offers a lot, just 500 more attack, so that doesn't help that much. And the last monster is 3 Summoner Monk. Not only does it get you any level 4 monster from your deck, which will usually be your Harpie Channeler, but it also discards a very important spell card that when you discard it, like you can plus like so much during the end phase. So it has a lot of synergy. So even if Summoner Monk is hand trapped, as long as you discard this specific spell card, you'll be fine. For the field spells, I play 2 Hunting Ground, which is searchable through your Harpie Queen. You discard her, you add it, it pops all the back rows. And I play 1 Divine Wind of Mist Valley. I really like this card because it allows you to combo with your Dancer to get any Harpie from your deck. As long as you return a level wind monster from your field back to your hand, you can special summon a level 4 lower wind from your deck. So you can just use Dancer, bounce her back to your hand, then summon Channeler from the deck. So it makes Dancer any monster in your deck. It's a really good card, but it's limited, so that's why I only run 1. Playing 3 Hysteric Sign. This is the card that you need to discard with Monk, because during the end phase that this card was sent from your hand or field to the graveyard, you can search 3 Harpie cards from your deck, so that's actually broken. And its actual field effect is that when you activate it, you can search an elegant egotist from your deck or graveyard, but you can use both effects in the same turn, so you have to pick and choose which one you can resolve. If you can resolve the second effect, you most likely will always not use the first effect, but if you can't, just a free search is always nice. And you search the egotist, which gets a Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters from your hand or deck. I don't think Harpy Lady Sisters is what we need. It's just a brick in your hand that can do anything unless you get to this card. Just to trigger the extra effects of your cards, I don't think it's worth it. One Split Mirror, it's continuous that which makes all your Harpies floaters. When a Harpy is destroyed, you can special summon another one from your deck with a different name. And if this card is destroyed, you can special summon a Harpy from the graveyard. So what you can do is use it as a defensive tool during the first turn, and during your opponent's turn, you can just destroy it with your own cards, with Harpy Candy Ground or other effects. So you can summon another Harpy from the grave and extend from there. And One Feather Rest, it's pretty much a pot of... Its original effect is a Jar of Avarice. You can recycle 3 Harpies and draw 1 card, but it becomes a Pot of Avarice if you have a level 5 or higher on the field. You can draw 2 cards. I'm playing 2 Cold. I'm not running 3 because there's another card in the deck that can act as Cold by the Grave, but this other card does not have synergy with Summoner Monk, so I still think it's okay to run 2 Cold by the Grave to make sure you don't get stopped. And I'm playing 3 Extravagance. I know these can be pricey, but Desires would be okay, I guess, as a replacement, because all your cards are 3-offs, most of your cards, and the 1-offs that are not necessary for every game. But if you can afford this Extravagance, I think you should play it, because there's only 1 extra deck monster that is very important for the deck. The rest are right in there. They have their uses, but not as much. So I think this card gives the deck a boost. Now, the card that makes this deck amazing, Harpie's Featherstorm. It's a hand trap that can be used if you have... You can use it if you have a winged beast, but you can use it from your hand if you have a Harpy. And it stops all monster effects from your opponent for this turn. It stops all the hand traps when you go first and you summon Channeler and they try to ask Veiler. They will not be able to do that because you can activate from your hand because you control a Harpy. And going second is where it's most at, because it's an Azathoth. It's a searchable Azathoth because it's a Harpy card that you can just keep throwing it on your opponents like in each and every turn, so they'll never be able to play, and you just keep poking with your Harpies until you win. So yeah, that card is absolutely amazing. And I'm playing 3 Hysteric Party, and yes, you have to run 3 Hysteric Party, because your deck is not that good at spamming a lot of monsters, especially early game. You just have like 2 on 3, and when your opponent tries to make their board, if you don't have whatever it takes to stop them, and you start losing advantage, this is the card that will get you back into the game. And the discard cost doesn't matter, because what you usually do is you discard a Harpy, and you'll bring that Harpy back as well, along with the rest of the gang. So it's pretty much a costless soul charge for the deck. And now for the extra deck, the card I've been speaking about, Harpie Conductor. I'm pretty sure Konami will print this very soon. They just have to, because they printed so much support for the deck. So what she does is that she needs 2 Harpies to be summoned. She's 1900 attack, pretty decent, and she's always here as a Harpy Lady, of course, everyone has that. And when your Harpy is about to be destroyed, you can destroy 1 backer instead. So that has synergy with Hysteric Sign, because you can just use it on your turn, get your Egotist, summon her, and when your opponent tries to destroy her or another Harpy, you can just pop the Hysteric Sign, and during the end phase, search a lot. And she also has another effect, that when you bounce a Harpy, you can bounce a special summon monster your opponent controls. So it also makes your Dancer into an extender that will help you break boards. So I think she's a very important card for the deck. It's the only card I'm running multiples in the extra deck to make sure I always have at least one left when I'm using Extravagance. The other are not that important. But I am running the Link Spider because you run the original Harpy Lady. You can summon it so you can combo with your Nightmares, go points down. Playing Great Fly because it boosts all your Harpies in case you need to decay. I'm playing Daruma. It needs 2 Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast. All your Harpies are Winged Beast. And what it does is that it's a breakthrough for backer. You can pop one of your own, one of your opponents. So not only does it enable your Hysteric Sign to give you a +3 in the end phase, but also when it destroys a monster by value, you can recycle one from the banished or graveyard, so it also gives you advantage from that. The 3 Nightmares, running the original Harpy Lady makes these even better. Sword and Load, because when you use your Hysteric Party and get back a lot, you will want to end on these 2 so you can OTK or control the board. Skuldred, sometimes you can summon it, and you usually want to summon it and try to dig for a card like Channeler or a Monk, and try to end on Baguska when you do that. It's a good first turn play if you have a lot of extenders, so that can work. And Avramax, because it's a new addition from Dark Neostorm, it's a really good monster, it's untargetable, it forces all your opponent to attack it. When it battles a special summon monster, it uses the honest effect on itself. So yeah, pretty good. And also when it leaves the field, it bounces a card back to the deck, so even if your opponent manages to get rid of it, then they'll have to deal with that. And I'm running just 2 Xyz monsters, the deck is not Xyz based anymore. So I'm running Big Eye, because I do run the Harpie's Pet Dragon, so why not run Big Eye in case you need it going second to steal a monster. And Baguska is usually the first turn play you will try to go to, because this deck doesn't have a lot of disruption if it can't find a way to search Featherstorm. So if you use Summoner Monk, if you use Channeler or Dancer with Wind, or if you use like any Harpy with Elegant Egotist, you just end on Baguska, and then your opponent will not be able to do much. Actually, depends on depends on the deck they're playing. But next turn you can try to push for more damage with your Harpies. So yeah, that's the deck. I am sorry if anyone was disturbed that when playing OCG cards. Well, not OCG format, but it's just well, you can think of this as a futuristic Harpy version of the deck, because I don't think it's that good right now. But when this card comes out, it will be a lot better. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.